Hey folks, welcome back. This is PegTech coming back with another update on the Fluval Shaker tank. It's looking pretty thick in there, but before I get too far along, I wanted to let you know that if you like this channel, if you like what I'm doing here, and if you appreciate updates like this, be sure to click subscribe. About 75% of my channel's viewers are not subscribed, and I'd like to change that. I'd really like to get this channel to grow, even though I don't make as many videos as I used to. I'm only going to talk for about half of this video, give you an update on how this tank is doing, and then we're going to launch right into cleaning this up. And there's a lesson to be learned in this video too, and that lesson is going to be about stem plants. Now, stem plants, they're great. They grow really fast. They absorb lots of nutrients. They do a lot for your tank, and these in particular are very beautiful. The other thing, though, is that sometimes, especially when you add CO2, they grow really fast. And it's really easy to kind of trim them halfway down and then let them grow back. But really what you need to do is you need to pull them all the way out and then replant them. Otherwise, you're going to get this kind of mesh, this kind of rooty mesh at the bottom. It makes everything super, super dark, makes it really thick. Animals can get caught up in that too. Probably not too bad. The shrimp and the fish and stuff I have in here, probably not in too much danger of that, but it is kind of a mop. So first couple of times I trim, I tend to just do the top of the plants, but eventually you got to go in and get the rest of it, and that is what we're doing today. So the Crypt Parv is doing really well. It is not completely free of algae, but it is like well on the way. Part of the reason is it's been so dark in there. I do have CO2 pumping in, and I've got 2 sets of lights, but I've been, with a little bit of extra effort, I've managed to kind of get most of this hair algae out. I clean it up a little bit more after I do my trim, but for the most part, I think I've got most of that stuff cleared away, and I'm actually really happy with the way it's turned out. I still have these red-tailed split-fin goodeds in here, and they seem to be doing all right. I think I ended up with 3 males, and so they will probably make their way onto another tank since there's no chance of breeding them in here. My little Anubias bloom in the middle here has just started to root into the soil. It's kind of a landmark for that. I wondered how long it would take. Of course, this is suspended here, and you can see how I did all of that in the setup videos. But I'm happy to report that the roots have made it all the way down. Now, I'm not as worried about these roots as I am the stem plant roots. In fact, I kind of meant for this to happen. I think it'll look really interesting, but I've got to clean out the back portion so we can actually see what's going on there. The tank does look really neat and mysterious, all dark like this, but I much prefer it to be sort of a brighter thing. And I like for my little Anubias bloom in the middle there to stand out a little bit more. It tends to get sort of completely encapsulated by all these stem plants and stuff around it. I do like the color of these stem plants. They add a lot of color to this tank, which would otherwise be mostly green and brown. But you've got to realize that they're so hardy that I'll be able to trim just the tops of these off, and they'll be growing up behind that thing again within a few weeks. So it's just like a new haircut, and when you get a new haircut and maybe it's a little too short for you, just gonna wait a week or two and then it's perfect. Well, that's the way it's gonna be for this tank too. Of course, I'll let you judge the final result of this and see if you like it this way or you like it the other way. This way is really not sustainable. I can only go so long with it like this before I'm going to absolutely have to clean it out because it will start killing off everything else. But I think that's enough talk. That's enough rambling. I think it's time to just go ahead and start the trim. There is one thing I wanted to note that can be really handy with this tank, and that is that the light, not the light that it came with, but this extra light that I added, you can kind of extend the legs and put it up on the frame on the top that kind of covers the top of the tank. And it makes it real convenient. It gets it out of the way. And also it enables you to still be able to see in there when you're doing your trim, especially if you're going to film it. All right, folks, with that in mind, I think it's time we get to the trim. I'll see you next week with another video, Please enjoy the trim and the final result. I'll see you later. Hey folks, that's all for today's video. I'll be back soon with more videos. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow your bliss, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.